All right, what's up guys? I'm at home with my Jeeps as usual, day off, so you know I gotta be wrenching. So I noticed when I was driving the 2J the other day that the ride quality is terrible, and that's nothing new. It's always kind of rode like crap, but it's not like I don't know why. The suspension on the 2J is a rough country, and if you guys are familiar with XJ's, rough country is like the worst lift you could run on your Jeep Cherokee. I'm just being honest with you guys. A lot of people ask me what my favorite lift is. I like Rubicon Express. That's what I run on this Jeep. So I'm gonna tear these shocks off. I had just put these on probably about 6 months ago. I'm gonna take these shocks out. The Bilstein 5100s. These are really good shocks and they ride amazing, and I've loved them. I've had it on 2 of my Jeeps so far. Hopefully they come right off with no problem. Then I can drive down to my parents' house where the 2JZ is stored, and we can throw these fucking things on. All right, I got the shocks out of the Jeep. As you guys can tell, these things are brand spanking new. So they came out real easy. Passenger side, super easy. You got tons of access, but then the brake booster on this side, you can't get an impact on there or even a socket wrench. You gotta put a wrench on there and just slowly back it off. And if they're rusted, they can be a pain in the ass. So I'm glad that these came off no problem, and let's get these thrown in the 2J. So I'm out here at my parents' house where the 2J is, and we're getting the new shocks, well, the used shocks off the green Jeep, and we're putting them on here. So as you guys saw, the other shocks came off no problem on the green Jeep, and having a little problem struggling with this side a bit. Well, this side's super easy because there's nothing in the way, and normally you can put an impact on there and just zip it off. That's what I did with the green Jeep, no problem. But on this side, obviously you can't fit an impact in there. So as you can see, I got my vice grips on that bolt, chewing it up real bad, and got a ratcheting wrench on this side, and I'm slowly I can't really do it with one hand, but I'm slowly backing that nut off. So it's fighting me a little bit, but I'm gonna get it done. It just takes a lot of time, and I'm sitting out here in the sun, and it's pretty hot out today. So I'm gonna get that side off, and then hopefully everything else will be a breeze. Cross my fingers. It's finally starting to break loose here. The vice grips are being held up against that brake booster, holding that bolt nice and snug. So when I loosen it, the nut, the bolt stays in place. The other shocks, my Bilsteins, had a Allen key on top of there, so you could hold it back with the Allen key instead of using vice grips. But yeah, it's coming slowly but surely. All right, after a little blood, sweat, tears, and many curse words, I got this whore off. Well, the hard part was, like I said, getting that off of the top here. But once I was able to get that loose, these came loose real easy, because I finally got myself a real impact, a 1/2-inch drive Milwaukee, and that took those bolts off like a dream. So I did the hard side first, so next side, the passenger side, should be a breeze. I just want to show you guys how easy it is on this side with an impact. So just blast right off. Oh yeah, like nothing. Just shows how really easy this job is, but you get the brake booster in the way on the driver's side. This side's all done. I got the driver's side in. Putting it on wasn't too bad. Basically just had to tighten it until this started to bulge a bit, and got these in here no problem. Shocks now on this side. Now this side will be much easier. I'll have this in probably 5 minutes. And just like that, I got the front shocks on. Look a lot better. And obviously it's gonna ride a lot better, so really excited to see how this thing rides now. It rode like absolute crap with the old shocks. I'm sure a lot of that has to do with my other front end components, but upgrading the shocks can't hurt. So they're on now, Bilstein 5100s, if you guys are interested in what shocks those are. I've been running those same shocks for years on all my Jeeps, and they're really nice riding shocks, so I do recommend getting those. Not sponsored by them, just recommending a good part.
The next day.
And I got a long-awaited modification that I've been waiting to put on this Jeep for a while. Really sleek, nothing like a roof basket that's gonna stand too tall and look goofy and make your Jeep ride like crap. So this roof rack is made by a company called Exo Overland. If you guys might have seen that Jeep right there on Instagram, it's a turbo diesel swapped XJ, and he runs this roof rack on his. So shout out to them. We're gonna get this thrown up on the Jeep. It actually seems pretty simple. Good thing about this particular roof rack is it's all just bolts, no nuts, so everything should just go on there nice and easy. And these run across like that, and I believe there's 7 of those, and this is basically what the roof rack is going to look like when it's on the Jeep. But enough of that. I'm going to get to wrenching. I'm going to to get this thing put together. I might have to have a second set of hands to help me put this thing up onto the Jeep. The cool thing about this roof rack is that it actually mounts to the gutters. If you guys don't have clean gutters, a lot of the time these will rot out just from age, but mine are really clean. If you guys are interested in this roof rack, I'm going to leave a link below in the description. But yeah, this is a particularly cool roof rack because it mounts to the gutter. So it should look pretty sweet. I'm going to get to it. Enough yapping. Let's get this roof rack on. All right, so you can see here just how simple this is. Honestly, it's just putting bolts. You don't need any nuts here because those are threaded. It's got like a welded nut on this bracket. So this is everything together. Every bolt is snugged up. I want to show you guys how exactly this mounts and how freaking easy it is. So basically, when you get the whole roof rack dropped on top of your Jeep, every one of these brackets basically just pop inside of your gutter. And all you got to do is go around and put these bolts with washers, and there's a spacer in between there. It's got 4 rain gutter mounts, and this thing ain't going anywhere. Honestly, I could pull on it and it moves my whole Jeep. So that's the final product. It looks good. 10 out of 10 install, 10 out of 10 design. I love it. Let me know if you guys like it too. All right, so we got the roof rack on. Now I'm actually gonna take my sister for a ride in this because she's only been in it like one other time. And it's before I did any kind of tuning. So she wanted to go for a ride, so we're gonna take her for a ride. All right, guys, I wanted to end the video off with showing you a sweet deal that I got on Marketplace. Something that I'm using for the maroon Jeep, Cherry, as I named her. So my past couple of videos, I've been working on taking everything from this green Jeep and putting it into the maroon Jeep over here. Basically trying to build this Jeep as cheap as possible. And I got some really sweet parts for it. So this Jeep actually needs a whole front axle. It's shot, there's nothing in there, no axle shafts or nothing. It's completely gutted. I was gonna take the axle from that Jeep, but honestly, I don't really want to do that. So I was on Marketplace like I always am, and I found a really sweet deal. Thought it was like too good to be true, but I hit the guy up, brought him his cash, and I got a front axle and a couple more goodies. All right, it's a little dark here. This is my carport, but I was able to get this front axle. It's a Dana 30 high pinion. Yeah, I know it's not a low pinion, but still, that's all I need for this Jeep. Looks like the guy painted it. It's still got ball joints upper and lower, but I'm gonna replace those. No axle shafts in it, but it did come with axle shafts. The U-joints are bad, so I just got to press those out and put new ones in that I already have. But the good news is this axle is pretty solid. It's not rotted out. The gears are good. I haven't popped it open yet, but that's really all I need. And then along with the axle, I actually got these coil springs and front steering for a 2000 XJ. Along with that stuff, this guy threw in a 231 transfer case. It doesn't have a slip yoke eliminator, but that's okay. So believe it or not, I was able to get all of that stuff for a whopping $200. Which is pretty crazy, honestly, because I was looking at axles that were going for $300 to $400, just the axle. I was able to get coil springs that I don't even really need, but I'll use them someday. Full front steering, that's factory. I'll probably throw in that Jeep because everything looks pretty good. I got the transfer case and the axle shafts for $200. So that was a smoking deal. Honestly, I was looking at axle shafts and I was going to pay somewhere between $150 to $200 for them anyway. And the goal is to get that axle under that Jeep so it can get on the road finally. Thanks for watching. That's going to do it for today. Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.